Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by GB super heavyweight rep Frazer Clarke. No doubt about who you're representing from the apparel. How you doing?
I'm all
Lovely.
good. I'm all
Future
good. Dan.
modelling.
All good. All good. All good.
Um, Obviously, we're here to talk about the Olympic qualifier, which is now April 2021 at the Copper Box.
Yeah.
You've got to hope that by that point fans will be allowed back in, which, you know, if it's any reflection on when the Copper Box has been used in the past, should be pretty exciting stuff. How relieved are you that there's now a date in the diary?
Yeah. It's been massive. To get a date. Any fighter will tell you. It's training and waking up early in the morning is very long and very hard without having that date. We've got it now. And to be honest, whether there's fans in there or not, the way this last year has gone, we just want to get qualified. I'm sure everyone in the team's the same. To be honest, fans, no fans. Let's book our Olympic place and then we'll go from there. To be honest, I'm delighted, definitely delighted that we finally got this date because, like I say, it's been difficult without having that just on the mental side of things. But we've got it now and we move forward.
When the qualifier got curtailed the first time around, were you kind of half expecting it because of all the stuff all the coverage and everything that people have been talking about, possibilities of what was going to go on, or was it still a pretty devastating blow?
It was a bit of a shock because you don't actually. I've never. Well, obviously, coronavirus is one of them things where it's the pandemic. I've never lived through anything like it, so I sort of, obviously, it went from having fans there to them being behind closed door, and I thought, what, the writing's on the wall here. Then we get the message, oh, we need the next meeting. I sort of put two and two together and thought, what, they're going to pull this tournament. But then to actually tell us, and I thought if they do put it, I was thinking 2-3 weeks we'll be back on. But then obviously the news and everything else, then we went into lockdown. So it just spiraled from there, really.
What's your kind of day-to-day training look like in the intervening period? First, when you were obviously in lockdown, so you were back home presumably, and then back in the GB setup for a little while now.
I mean, at home it was sort of for a long time. All I could do really was run and shadow box, and then obviously from having different connections and people here and people there, I managed to turn the garage into a bit of a gym. I got a bike, a static bike. I got a punch bag. Got a few weights, some floor space, and you sort of had to make do what you got. To be honest, you had to be creative and do what you can, and I certainly did that. And then now being back at GB, obviously they realised that a lot of athletes, a lot of fighters, we had a long time off, and we sort of had to slowly integrate ourselves back into training. Like we are now we're back at 3 times a day. We're preparing to go to America on the training camp on Friday. We go to San Diego to train with the Americans. So we've gone from really slow start. We built it up, and now people are just getting back to where they need to be.
What about sparring? Because that's been something you haven't been able to do for a while. And is that what sort of stage you at with that now? And have you missed it?
Yeah. That was the I'd say the biggest thing that I did miss, to be honest. The actual competition. I know it's not competition sparring, but it's the closest thing you can get. So that was massive for me, But we're back there now. We've been back sparring for quite a bit now, to be honest. So we're all good. And the next step from then is competition, which we still haven't quite cracked. I think there's some of the lads that went to one tournament in France, but these tournaments are few and far between. We're going to America, and we'll have some gym style bouts, in like sparring basically, but as close to a bout, maybe a referee as close as you can get it, no decision. That's what we've missed. That's what everyone misses.
And who is the American super heavyweight rep, and where does he kind of sit on the world stage compared to you at the moment?
American super is a guy called Richard Torres. He's really good actually. Short, southpaw, fast hands, very aggressive. He's a handful, but handful's what I need right now. Do you know what I mean? That's what I want. I want that competition. There's no point. I don't get nothing. Like I said, I've been in boxing a long time. You don't get nothing out of sparring lesser people and knocking lumps out of people. I want competition. I want to be made to think. I want to be put under pressure.